Hi everybody, happy Friday and welcome back to Daniellability. I think one of the big things that people want to know about living with a disability is what things are bothersome or offensive to someone who has a disability so that they can try to avoid those things. So today I thought that I would share some of the things that I would prefer that people not say or do. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that is a big pet peeve of mine is when people won't ask if I need help and they'll just come up behind me and start pushing me. Now, this is specifically strangers that do this. I don't mind if a friend or family member does this because they know me well enough to know typically when I do need help and when I can do something on my own. But it's really disconcerting when a stranger comes up and says, "Oh, you look like you need help," and just starts pushing me because first of all, there's like a safety issue where I don't know where they're gonna push me. There's also the factor that I don't necessarily know how they're gonna push me. So when I'm pushing myself along the sidewalk, I'm constantly on the lookout for cracks and bumps and things where my front wheels may get stuck or snagged or, things that may cause my chair to tip forward or tip back or whatever. And if someone starts pushing me who I'm not sure that they know how to push a chair correctly or what to look out for, it's a little bit scary because I don't know that they're going to notice things that may cause me to dump out of my chair. Not only is it a safety issue as far as I don't know you, but it's also a safety issue as far as someone who is around a wheelchair user on a regular basis is going to know what to look out for and what obstacles to avoid, where I don't know if that's the case with a stranger. The simple solution for this is simply to ask first and wait for that person to respond. So just say something as simple as, "Can I help you?" Or, "You look like you might need some help. Can I help you out?" Or you could say something like, "Hey, you look like you probably got this, but can I help out?" That's going to do two things. It's going to empower that person to say yes or no, whether they need help or not, and also let them know you think they're capable, but you're willing to help out if they need it. The second thing is when somebody says, "What's wrong with you?" Now, I don't get super offended by the way people ask questions just because I know that for a lot of people, they want to know, but they don't know how to ask. So if someone were to ask me this question, I wouldn't be upset, but it's definitely not the best way to ask the question because it's implying that just because I happen to get around a little bit differently than you, that there's something wrong with me. A better way to ask is, "Hey, do you mind if I ask why you use a wheelchair?" I just want to make sure that you are looking at that person as a person and not just seeing their disability. Another thing that people have said to me that I've never really understood and is kind of frustrating is when they say, "You're way too pretty to be in a wheelchair." I don't even know what that means. How am I supposed to look if I am in a wheelchair? There are lots of beautiful girls who are wheelchair users, and I've never understood what that's supposed to mean and how I'm supposed to look as a wheelchair user. So instead of saying that, simply say, "Wow, you're so beautiful," or whatever. The wheelchair doesn't even need to be part of the compliment. Just tell them as a person, they are a beautiful person. This next thing is a couple of different things grouped together. A scenario that I've encountered before is when I'm just wheeling down the sidewalk, not really struggling, just going about my day, and someone will be passing me or see me or something and they'll yell out, "You go, girl," or something along those lines. It's always weird for me because if you look at it from my perspective, that would be like somebody seeing you just walking along and going, "You go, girl." I don't know any different. My life does not feel like a struggle on a day-to-day basis. Yes, there are difficult things. Yes, I do have struggles, but so does everybody in life. Everybody has things that are difficult for them or experiences they go through that are hard and frustrating. So I've never really understood why it's inspirational to people that I get up in the morning. It's wonderful if I can inspire people because of the things that I do or things that I accomplish and those kinds of things. But I don't think that I'm an inspiration just for living my life and having a good attitude and smiling at people and being happy with my life the way that it is. If you want to pay a compliment to somebody that is inspiring to you, you can say something like, "I think it's so awesome that you do XYZ," or "You really inspire me and encourage me because of this." I just don't think that just existing in the world is that inspiring. It's what everybody does. And to be honest, I've known people who have disabilities who don't have a great attitude and don't treat people kindly and, don't do much with their life. And I think it gives them a pass to be that way because of their situation. And I just don't think that that's going to motivate them to be a good person and to do things with their life and to, be kind. The final thing that is a pet peeve of mine is when people talk to me like I'm a child or they're overly friendly. Now, obviously, I love that people are kind and, that's amazing. But there's a tone and there's a way that people act that you can tell, oh, they think that I'm less than they are, or, oh, they don't think I'm intelligent and that I'm capable in my life. And I've run across this a couple different times. It doesn't happen to me a whole lot. And a lot of times I try to just dismiss it because I know that they just don't know any better. But it is frustrating when I'm 29 years old, I live independently, I pay all my own bills, I have a full-time job, all of those different things, and people still treat me like, oh, she's a person with a disability. That doesn't mean you should treat them like they're not a human being that deserves respect and dignity. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.